Hello everyone, please press subscribe, press follow, press the bell so you don't miss any new clips. Astral Pets Store. Author by Ancient She. Audio novels by Novelist. Astral Pet Store. Chapter 71. End of the mission. Man, it took me 8 years to become a silver settler. And yet, Mr. Su succeeded in a single trip. Fan Gangli felt a bit jealous, but that was about it. He knew well that Su Ping's glory was still in the beginning stages. This young man would probably become one of the most famous settlers within half a year if he were to take his time hunting astral pets in the barrens day and night. You're making me sad, Captain. We too are still iron. Li Ying pretended a sour look. Fan Yujing checked Su Ping's young look and felt conflicting thoughts bloating in his mind. People around him always referred to him as a genius who progressed pretty fast. Once Su Ping made his appearance, he felt like a loser. Su Ping, on the other hand, didn't really care which tier he was at. He was only a temporary settler who didn't have a minimum salary he could collect. He wasn't going to actually work as a settler. Compared to his promotion, he was more concerned about what kind of items he could exchange with the merit points. Fan Gangli acted as the leader who would distribute the points among the team, although the others only took 100,000 points for the sake of it, while leaving all the remaining points to Su Ping. Su Ping basically killed the magical corpse beast all by himself. It was just right to make such a decision. As the team leader, of course Fan Gangli could keep more points for personal reasons. But at this point, he no longer dared offend Su Ping or whoever was supporting Su Ping from behind the scene. Su Ping simply accepted the income without a word and headed to the storage area. Firstly, he bought all 4 basic augmentation skills including the tutorials to boost them all the way to the 9th rank. So far, these cost him 150,000 points. Then he spent 880,000 points on a defensive tool called the Aquatic Blessing. It was a sphere that could create an energy barrier around his body out of water elements. According to its description, the barrier worked well against 8th rank's physical and energy-based attacks or below, though it had no effect against spiritual skills. Let me see what else I can get here. Oh, a fruit that prolongs lifespan by only 3 years. It costs 1,000,000 points and can only work once. Not good. Oh, beauty fruit. That gives you good looks. Forget it. I love my handsome face as it is. The egg of a beast king. By the gods. 13,000,000 points. He ended his shopping there. He did have enough points left to buy some more Battle Pet Warrior skill books, but he probably didn't have time to study them when he had not acquired the 4 basic augmentations yet. Despite the label, basic, these 4 skills were must-haves for all Battle Pet Warriors. By straightforwardly enhancing the performance of battle pets, these skills usually worked better than most other skills that looked flashy. Fan Yujing suddenly approached him. Mr. Su, remember that you have to pay a clearance fee of 100,000 if you want to take the ore with you. Clearance fee? You know, we settlers are employees of the Federation, in name. The resources we gather are usually sent to the feds, unless you want to keep something for yourself by paying a price. They made this rule so settlers don't hide valuables they find on their missions. Note that they don't care what kind of item you're taking. You pay the same price for anything. Su Ping nodded. I understand. Good. And make sure you have the ore examined at the checkpoint, so you don't bring some kind of foreign virus into the city. I see. Fan Yujing smiled in satisfaction. I will surely call you again if we need more help in the future. Hope you don't mind. Of course I'd mind that. They were heading back to the 1-story house when the fire-tailed blood fox behind them quickly dashed ahead and began hopping happily in front of a woman with a walking cane. She gave the fox a gentle head stroke and managed not to tear up. Then she waved her hand at the coming group. Hello Captain, and a hearty welcome to the other senior gentleman. Li Ying didn't look happy. I'm not your senior, I'm 28. Fan Gangli chuckled. It's all thanks to the new helper found by Fan Xiaoyu. He made finding your pet possible. Seriously, we could have all kicked the bucket back there. The woman looked at Su Ping and couldn't believe how the entire team had to rely on someone so young. Fan Yujing explained everything that happened, while the woman widened her eyes further as she listened, until Su Ping grew too embarrassed when the woman was staring at him as if watching a chimpanzee in a zoo. It wasn't a big deal. Su Ping quickly shooed off the woman's admiring look. I was just helping. Don't be like that, Mr. Su. Fan Gangli exclaimed with a big smile, we all owe you a big one. Come, let's have a drink. No one's leaving tonight until everyone's knocked out. Of course Su Ping didn't want to stay. He would be in big trouble if he went home while smelling of booze. Lin Mokong, who had been quiet until then, glanced at Su Ping and spoke, Captain, I have other things to do so I'll leave for now. Let's get together another time. Fan Gangli just remembered that Lin Mokong had grudges against Su Ping. As the team leader, he didn't want to see anyone get hurt. All right. I'll treat you next time. Good job, man. Good job indeed. Lin Mokong turned away. Fan Gangli saw him leave and gave Su Ping an apologetic look. Mr. Su, Mokong is straight-tempered so, please forgive him. I think he's good now since he didn't say anything when we settled the result. It'll be for the best if you both take a step back. Su Ping nodded, for he couldn't care less about a man he wouldn't meet in the future. As long as he doesn't cause trouble, I'll leave him alone. That's fine. Fan Gangli sighed. I'll leave as well. Need to get home before sunrise. Already. Look, I have a shop to run. Fan Yujing chuckled. I see. Must be important. Right. If you'll excuse me. Su Ping walked away. Wait. I'll drive you back. Astral Pet Store. Chapter 72. Sola Bulwark. After bidding farewell to everyone, Su Ping and Fan Yujing went to the front counter of the base to apply for departure and to have the nether ore decontaminated. Once this was done, they could head to the designated pickup station inside the base city to retrieve the ore. Without wasting any time, they took their car to travel back to the city in the middle of the night. When they reached the major intercity highway, the horizon was already brightening up. On the front passenger seat, Su Ping yawned in boredom and began checking what he earned for finishing the rescue mission. Sola Bulwark. It seemed to be a skill designed to enhance his body. He didn't have to read the book because its content was already imprinted in his brain. Let me see. Sola Bulwark is a bodily cultivation art created by an ancient clan of mythical creatures called the Jinwu, or the Golden Sun Crow. Those who master this art will receive devastating strength that can punch through mountains and lands. Once perfected, it will even allow its user to shatter the stars and resurrect from fatal injuries. To harvest its power, you must draw in the energy of nature and develop a core of celestial consciousness inside, which in turn helps fortify your inner structure as well as your mentality. When you fully synchronize with this consciousness, you will be able to temporarily transform into a fledgling golden crow who can fly faster than sound and unleash an impinging blaze. Reading the description of the new skill had helped Su Ping get rid of the drowsiness completely. He knew he could expect something good from the system. But not this good. If the book wasn't overstating things, this art must have come from mythical creatures who could use all kinds of unimaginable moves. I can even become a mythical crow. Awesome. He couldn't help but feel extremely thrilled at the moment. As he remembered, mythical was a term for very ancient beings that existed way before beast kings came to be. Also according to the book, this skill only had 7 ranks, while proceeding to each following rank was extremely hard. At the same time, reaching a new rank would exceedingly improve its performance. The first rank allowed its wielder to withstand common blades and bullets using an unprotected body and move at sonic speed. This alone meant powerful defenses, already as strong as that of 5th rank Astral Pets. Getting to the next rank meant moving even faster and defending against deadlier assaults such as armor-piercing weapons and cannons, which were commonly used against 8th or 9th rank Astral Pets. At the 3rd rank, the user would be able to activate the Golden Crow mode, and use several basic moves available to this particular mythical beast. In extreme situations, he might even survive in space briefly. Wicked. This thing can make people as sturdy as astral pets. Guess this is how battle pet warriors from old times trained. Well, as the masters of powerful pets, they should be strong themselves. Their car had entered the city area. Soon, they reached the street where Su Ping had been picked up the other day. We're here. Fan Yujing parked the car and was going to see Su Ping off. Su Ping was already leaving. I'll be seeing you. Thank you for your help. Really. Don't mention it. Fan Yujing saw Su Ping going away without looking back and shook his head with a bitter smile. Hey mum. Su Ping's plan of sneaking back into his bedroom went bust when he saw his mother, Li Qingru, waiting right inside the living room. What was worse, Li Qingru was giving him a cold gaze that made him feel as if he were being stared down by an actual beast king. Where have you been? Staying up late, mum. Su Ping felt bad all of a sudden. Just come here. Defeated, Su Ping went ahead while getting ready for a good beat up. Li Qingru checked him and made sure there weren't any smells of alcohol or weed. Where did you go? I was helping someone with their computer. Wait, no. I was out looking after someone's pet. Someone's pet? It took you an entire night. Su Ping had no choice but to follow up with his lie. Thankfully, his mother believed him somewhat, since he was looking after their shop after all. Did you tire yourself out? Oh dear, are you hungry? Yeah. Sort of. Go wash your face. You look awful. I'll prepare breakfast. And remember to wake your sister up. If you're feeling unwell, you can take the day off. Once again, Su Ping felt glad that he had a home and someone who cared for him in this cruel world. Thanks, Mum. He went to the bathroom to get washed as told, although he might need some more time to take care of his watering eyes. Once this was done, he went to Su Lingyu's room upstairs. He didn't need to knock on the door because Su Lingyu came out first as if she knew this would happen. Su Lingyu gave him an unfriendly glare, pushed him aside, and walked away. Don't stay outside at night again. Su Ping raised an eyebrow, not sure what she meant by that. The duration of the breakfast was awfully quiet. As soon as Su Lingyu finished her meal, she headed off to her academy without insulting Su Ping, which was pretty rare. Su Ping still went to his shop as usual despite his mother's suggestion. His trained body could take a sleepless night or two without trouble. The business was poor as always. The few customers who did decide to come in were scared away by the price tags, without giving Su Ping any chance to introduce his merchandise. He felt bored. Very, very bored. Thankfully, he had something to do in the meantime, such as studying the 4 basic augmentation skills he just obtained from the settler base. Those skills worked by creating astral runes that were affixed onto his pets, using his astral power. To make the enhancement last longer, he had to paint the runes as accurately and completely as possible. Learning how to paint astral runes was usually difficult at first. But being someone who had read a Chaos Star chart before could get familiarized with such runes rather fast. Within a day, he successfully grasped all 4 augmentations of the first rank, which would usually take common students 1 to 3 months, or even half a year for someone bad at studying. Using his spare time, he would also occasionally use the computer to look for tools and medications that could help him train Sola Bulwark, so he could get them from the settler base later. The first rank in the very foundation of Sola Bulwark required an insanely large amount of natural energy to enhance his body. Using the energy, he could forge his body just like he would a weapon, until his flesh became hardy enough to both deflect blades and unleash devastating punches and kicks. Astral Pet Store. Chapter 73. Training. As stories told, this planet was rich in natural energy in ancient times. Even the vegetation was so energized that golden crows who fed on them had refined bodies upon birth, and would easily reach the 3rd or 4th rank with minimal training. At the moment, however, Su Ping had quite a big problem with the beginning of his study. This world was currently so full of humans who sought to cultivate their bodies that all available herbs and medicines helpful for body forging were almost exhausted. Since the natural energy in the environment also underwent a decrease as time went by, people had to find materials from newly discovered space fractures. Luckily for Su Ping, there were some valuable elixirs and similar things he could use in the settler's base. By spending all of his remaining merit points, he purchased several mid to low rank ones. Wonder how these will work out. Since he still had to wait for his items to be delivered, he planned to spend a few days in the shop to train his augmentation skills first. Still, the workers in the base were faster than he expected. On the second day after he placed his order, a team consisting of 8 uniformed guards and a settler reached his shop in a large black van that looked more fortified than armored vehicles used by banks. It seemed this settler had decided to retire and become a deliveryman instead of risking his life day and night in expeditions. Greetings, sir. This is what you requested yesterday. Millennium WYRM Weed, Godfire Cypress. The old settler carried several secured coffers made out of special alloys into his shop. Su Ping simply needed to enter the password he learned when shopping to open them. Anyone else who attempted to break the coffers open would only destroy the contents instead. Su Ping picked a random one and checked the rich energy leaking through the opened lid before he sent the workers away. Meanwhile, the owners of shops nearby and some pedestrians all curiously looked Su Ping's way. Look at that. Those guys are from the federal government, aren't they? Here to close the bastard down, I wonder. Serves him right. Not even the feds can stand this scammer. Yeah, I went there once. Man, those are some crazy prices, I tell you. Thank God I got away before he forced me to buy stuff. Seriously, that's so lame. Su Ping accidentally heard those words and couldn't help shaking his head in embarrassment. For the moment, he did need to close the shop since he needed time to look at the medicines. See that? He went out of business. That's what happens to a loser like him. Let's just get out of here. Meanwhile, Su Ping went inside the pet room, closed the door, and began looking through all 4 coffers. As soon as he unlocked all of them, Little Skeleton, who had been resting in a nursing pen, woke up upon sensing the overwhelming energy that filled the room. The first merchandise was a handful of Millennium WYRM weed recovered from a new space fracture. This particular plant, tagged 120,000 merit points, was said to contain the condensed life aura left behind by powerful dragons. Su Ping took a moment and noticed that the energy was not astral power but spiritual power. This was just what he needed to train on Sola bulwark. The nursing pens in the pet room were supposed to be built out of spirit stones which could slowly enhance the bodies of pets. Su Ping was going to overhaul himself by directly consuming items full of spiritual power. Following the instructions he remembered, he slowly compressed his astral power and used it to wrap up the weed, before grounding the material into fine powder so he could absorb the spiritual energy. From this point on, he could keep the spiritual energy inside him and start using it bit by bit. It sounded simple but was actually a taxing job for him. Unlike golden crows, he couldn't directly digest the spiritual power as if having a meal. Under his control, the spiritual power entered all the astral power vortices all over his body and enlarged them, while enhancing his body cells at the same time. Half an hour later, Su Ping opened his eyes and saw the weed had turned into a pile of spent ash. His entire body was covered in a thick film of black substance that reeked badly. You guess this stuff is what was washed off from the inside, right? He quickly went into the bathroom to deal with the new hygienic problem. And it felt good. He felt lighter and more vigorous than ever after that. His skin looked tender. Some of the random scars from bug bites had vanished. I'm looking a whole lot cooler. He felt rather satisfied when looking at his reflection in a mirror. His then better eyesight and hearing suggested that the merit points had been well spent. Not wasting any time, he opened the second coffer and immediately continued. The second item was weaker compared to the WYRM weed. Copying what he did before, he soon finished consuming it. Also, like the previous time, more black filth was filtered out of his body. He just found another problem. Both sets of outfits he took that day required cleaning. He had nothing to wear. Helpless, he did some quick work washing his clothes and hanging them to dry, before he went on to use the third item bare-bodied. It was a piece of bright red log this time, which was hot to the touch. The energy he absorbed also felt like burning, which caused him to shudder all of a sudden. At the end of his work, he felt his entire body was getting hotter. It wasn't bad though, the warmth made him feel relaxed. Moreover, there was less black stuff seeping out as the fiery energy helped cleanse it. It took him another hour to empty all 4 coffers. After that, only remains of the medicine were left on the floor. Despite being a shut-in who barely worked out, he began to look somewhat muscular. The brawns on his arms and his chest appeared pretty outstanding, giving him a sports boy look. He breathed deeply and felt the new strength he had just gained. He felt like a Superman who could easily jump onto roofs or dash across insane distances in the blink of an eye. Still, he could tell he was pretty far from achieving the first rank of Sola bulwark. He was about 60% there, at most. Though what he did that day had already displayed the method's potential. By fortifying his body with astral power, he would be invulnerable against common swords and knives, unless it was someone good who could use really expensive blades that could still harm him. Su Ping inspected his skin and concluded, this should be enough to withstand the attack of a 4th-rank opponent. While traveling and dying inside the chaotic realm of the undead, he learned the different extents of monster attacks, so he was pretty good at estimating his defense. Human bodies were generally weaker compared to astral pets of the same rank, since the latter usually had thick fur or scales as protection. Without careful preparation, even a titled battle pet warrior could get killed by a stray bullet in the head. Although such things did not happen often because someone experienced as titled battle pet warriors all knew how to keep themselves secured 24/7. Even when sleeping, they'd constantly cover their bodies with astral power. Astral Pet Store. Chapter 74. Lightning Rat Craze. Su Ping swept up the floor, tossed the remains into a recyclable materials dustbin, put on his slightly wet clothes and opened the shop again. If no customers came, he would just perfect his augmentation skills. Between his study sessions, he would also check his computer for the latest news. This was more or less his daily habit ever since he came to this world. Stricken by severe depression, this beautiful lady did unspeakable things to her pet. The shores of Whale Lift City were bashed by terrible tidal waves as high-rank beasts showed up. A renowned school in Longjiang became infested with rats. Just like the article titles in his old world, everything on the internet was also written in eye-catching and incomplete ways to attract more viewers. Although Su Ping knew better and would not fall for the seemingly interesting expression that suggested dirty business between a woman and a beast, the actual content of the news was probably something way less enticing. Or, he would gladly take a peek to prove whether he was right, and was both happy and frustrated to know that his suspicion was right on the money. Damned media. They never change, using fake stuff to get more users, not caring how they would affect their readers. After closing the news about the problematic idol, he began checking the more productive ones, such as the beast hazard in Whale Lift City. This was another base city built along the seashore and was constantly having safety problems because many sea monsters kept coming to shore and causing trouble to inland structures by following the river. As for the next piece of news, which was about invading rats, Su Ping thought he saw something familiar when he skimmed through the headlines. Once he read more carefully, he found out the renowned school was Phoenix Peak Academy, the one his sister was studying in. The rat infestation was not an actual vermin problem. The thing was, the students began raising a lot of lightning rats as their pets for some reason. When walking around, one would see these rats everywhere. As for the reason for this new pet choice, it seemed this was because of a certain powerful lightning rat which helped its master go all the way to the finals the other day. According to the article, this lightning rat amazingly disposed of a good number of astral pets who were of superior aptitudes. It even learned one of the 10 strongest thunder-type moves. Su Ping watched the video in surprise. This little guy started it. There was more in the related news section, such as click here to watch what a lightning rat can really do, secrets revealed. A lightning rat is not a low-rank pet. All hail this king hidden among peasants. If you don't have it, get one now. The cameraman of the video perfectly captured Xuanhuan's image along with her small partner. The lightning rat still had that cocky look on its tiny face. As soon as the judge blew the whistle, the lightning rat disappeared into a flash of lightning and slammed into its opponent. Instant KO. Then the next match ended in a similar way. In other matches, the creature dealt with many popular mid-rank astral pets, and even some of the high-rank ones usually loved by nobility. No matter how powerful or graceful they looked, the lightning rat would always slap them away with ease. The comments of the video below attested to the lightning rat's rising fame. Su Ping wondered how many passionate shoppers he would get if people learned he was the one who made this possible. But he then saw the advertisements of other pet shops claiming credit for getting the lightning rat in shape. They even had photos that showed their cooperation with Xuanhuan. Forged ones. Of course. The nerve of these people. However, Su Ping was not much of a keyboard warrior. His attempt to clarify his work was soon overwhelmed by other messages. Wait. I have Xuanhuan's number. Should I tell her to make everything clear instead? With this in mind, he quickly found Xuanhuan's receipt where he kept the number and dialed it. Hello. Her voice came. The girl sounded confused. It's me, the caretaker of Pixie Pet. Su Ping used the cold tone he normally used when talking to customers. Hey mister. Xuanhuan had just recognized Su Ping's voice and seemed happy about it. Is there something you need? Got any time? Can you come over and help me make a short video? Xuanhuan didn't answer as she wondered whether she heard it right. Still there. Oh. What kind of video? Me and you. And remember to bring your rat. My lightning rat? Are you going to help me train it further? You'll have to pay for that. You see, your pet became famous, and I kinda need the video to tell everyone that it came from my shop. I see. Xuanhuan blushed. Good timing. I happen to need to talk to you. Thank you. Really. If not for your work, I would have never made it to the finals. Well, I didn't win in the end, but that's enough for me. Su Ping hung up and realized he just learned something interesting. She lost in the final match. If something can beat the lightning rat, it must be of the 7th rank or higher. The students in the academy have such powerful pets. If they take their pets to the settler base, they can form teams and lead them. The final match of the academy was not as popular as those of a professional league. Still, Su Ping found videos captured by the audience that involved a lot of shaking and unwanted noises. Astral Pet Store. Chapter 75. Exhibition Match. Su Ping picked a video with the highest view count and clicked it open. The owner of the video had a seat at the back of the crowd, though the position still offered a clear view of the arena. Xuanhuan's opponent was a handsome-looking young man with a refined posture who summoned a silver-scaled thunder basilisk, a 9th-rank astral pet that usually possessed an amazing aptitude. This thing was known as one of the most ferocious pets of the thunder family and could be born with powerful abilities. The final match was between two thunder-type astral pets who had a giant level gap setting them apart. Most of the people watching were cheering for the lightning rat because they all hoped to see another miracle where the underdog triumphed over the strong. Su Ping couldn't see the number of horns the thunder basilisk had due to the poor video quality, but judging from its size, the creature should be a hatchling still at the 6th or 7th rank. An adult thunder basilisk was big enough to occupy the entire arena, making a proper match impossible. At the start of the match, Xuanhuan applied a stealth effect to the lightning rat on top of the 4 augmentations so the rat was harder to detect. Upon receiving her order, the rat dashed at its enemy while creating 4 shadows as good as the real body. Many among the audience had seen such a move before, though this wouldn't prevent them from exclaiming in or again. Su Ping disabled all the floating comments that filled up the screen so he could look at the video better. Not bad. She knows how to make good use of the rat's skills now. Su Ping silently approved Xuanhuan's commands. On the other hand, the young man on the other side of the arena also applied augmentations to his pet using astral runes, although what he used appeared to be of the 5th rank. He was surely an exceptional genius, since the academy didn't help their students to reach such a level. As the lightning rat approached, the thunder basilisk coated itself in lightning bolts. This was a typical defense move used by thunder types. Meanwhile, the lightning rat used the same move, which was obviously more powerful and deadlier. The two pets clashed in the middle of the stage and the energy surge caused the video to go all blurry. When the static settled, Su Ping saw the lightning rat using Thunder Slash, which only hit the thunder basilisk's lingering illusion, after which the basilisk bit back at the rat's body using its lightning-enhanced fangs. Weird. Su Ping frowned. The rat could have used Thunder Roar beforehand to tell where the basilisk really is. But it didn't. This hatchling thunder basilisk clearly didn't have a complete set of skills yet. But it still used the chance and left several wounds on the lightning rat by using simple tail whips. Thunder Flash, Thunder Slash, Thunder Shadow Image, Thunder Outerwear, All-Round Thunder Prison. It's only using these 5 skills. In the video, the lightning rat was slowly losing. It had many chances to unleash more helpful moves such as Thunder Rush to get away from certain attacks, but chose not to for some reason. Something was off. As far as Su Ping knew, the lightning rat had grasped at least a dozen different skills. It could pick an easy combination and defeat the inexperienced thunder basilisk in no time. He had noticed that the thunder basilisk was younger than he expected. Maybe an upper 6th rank, at best. A moment later, the basilisk slammed the rat out of the stage with another tail swipe, announcing the end of the fight. It lost, just like that. It was likely that Xuanhuan only knew those 5 skills and would keep telling her rat to use them. As her loyal partner, the lightning rat couldn't do otherwise. Talking about a terrible teammate, Su Ping sighed. The poor little guy could perform better if she just stood there without making a sound. However, the viewers didn't have the same concern as they kept talking about how awesome the display was. As a matter of fact, 4 of the 5 skills shown by the rat were high-rank skills, while the remaining one was a secret art only available to a selected few Thunder-type pets and Beast Kings. Still, Su Ping couldn't quite accept the result. Where the heck was his undead calling? Soul Eater, and Life Drain? What about Death Deceit? That skill alone was enough to turn the tables. He didn't really care about the trophy because he wasn't the one participating. It was just that, looking at such a match felt like putting a god's gift to waste. He gave Xuanhuan a god-tier pet, while she made a huge disappointment out of it. Soon, Xuanhuan came visiting. Hey, mister. Xuanhuan walked to the counter with a joyful look. Now I can thank you personally. You helped me reach the finals after all. Su Ping's lips twitched. He decided not to complain about the match as this would change nothing. Sigh here. Let's get the video done. No offense, but do you really need the video to make your shop known? I thought you just wanted to keep a low profile in this small place even though you have what it takes to make big money. Su Ping grimaced. Low profile my butt. I need freaking money. Oh, right, are you free these days, Mr. Su? Since the official matches have ended, our school is going to hold an exhibition match tomorrow. There will be huge crowds and firework shows. I want to thank you more properly, so, would you team up with me for a match? An exhibition match? I'm not from your academy. It's fine. The exhibition match is all about being pretty. We'll be open to visitors on this occasion. My friends and their families will also go there to join in the fun. End of the chapter. Astral Pets Store will be read in 5 chapters for every Monday, Wednesday, Friday and Sunday. Please leave this sound novel and press subscribe, follow, and the bell so you don't miss any new clips as well. See you.